I set up a little veneer test using some walnut veneer I've got plenty of before I mess around with the real nice. I set up a little veneer test using some walnut veneer I've got plenty of before I mess around with the real nice mahogany stuff. First step, I took a straight edge utility knife and the veneer and cut up some strips. Next I put them into a little homemade joiner, I guess you'd call it, with some 2x4s and the strips of veneer sandwiched between with some C-clamps and a little block plane. And hey, you know, it actually was a pretty decent job, I gotta say. Next up, I'm going to unclamp these, butt the edges together, use some push pins, then put some veneer tape on it, and try to glue it down to this piece of wood I got down below. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Well, that came out pretty well. You can hardly see the seam at all. In fact, you probably can't see the seam. I might be thinking, hey, aren't these push pins going to put holes in the veneer? Yeah, they are, but you know, a little grain filler, whatnot after the fact, plus the wood will swell a little bit when it gets glued down. I mean, your only other option to do this is to just push the two pieces together really tight with your hands, I suppose, or when you glue it down, but you're going to get gaps if you do that, and I guess this is the time-honored traditional way to do it. Next up, tape. Alright, there we go. Two pieces of veneer, taped together, nice tight seam. Next up, glue it down. I know there's all kinds of contact cements and specialized veneer glue. I'm just going to use some Titebond too, maybe dilute it a little bit with water, or get the wood damp a little bit first. Plug glue to this, plug glue to this, and weight it, clamp it down as best I can, and we'll see what happens. I didn't have any good clamps handy, so what I did was I just put a nice sandwich. It's the board, the veneer, a steel plate, some 2x4s, and just a big old honking 80-pound TV. Let that set probably overnight, and we'll see how she turns out. Well, here we are the next day. Actually came out quite well, better than I expected. The seam is really invisible. The only problems I have, the veneer tape pulled off a little bit of the veneer, so there's a bit of a divot right here. I suppose you could use wood filler, but I'm hoping with the other veneer it won't be an issue. And it's a little wavy. It didn't glue down quite as tight as I would have liked. More weight, better clamping, I think will take care of that. Otherwise, I think I'll do one more test with a different clamping system, and then I'm going to move on to the real thing with the mahogany. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the results so far.